I've been just here reflecting on the erosion of personal values, systems, and beings. The way that you are, the way that you think, the way that what makes you you. And there has been a merging, a one type of monoculture, right? And we have merged everything into one piece of bland thing, right? I've been here reading the individual psychology of Alfred Adler, and he's talking about the feelings of superiority and how it's an issue, right? And you do see that in society today, right? And it says here, behaviors like misrepresenting one's work, experience, or excessive allegiance to particular brands of clothing are forms of given authority, and probably also have aspects of the superiority complex. So this was written like 100 years ago. So that's why he's already probably he's being careful with his words. And now we know that it is a thing, right? And there's another part here that says, those who make themselves look bigger on borrowed power are essentially living according to other people's value systems. They are living other people's lives. This is a point that must be emphasized. So you see that every day at work, or in your personal relationships, or your day-to-day interaction with life. And that part of the psyche is very easily exploitable. And actually, unfortunately, men have exploited that in women for centuries, eons, right? You give this impression that you have these, the money, the car, the fancy clothes, or the title. Oh, I'm the regional general manager of this corporation, so and so. But when you remove all those things, like he says, when you are boasting on borrowed power, that's not you. You're living according to somebody else. So, and then we go back to the mathematician Nassim Taleb and his point of skin in the game, right? And when you see that, what makes you you? If I remove everything from you, if I remove the money, if I remove the power that you have, the title, what makes you you? Can you be, if I'm going out with you on a Saturday afternoon and you're not Mr. Fancy Pants, if I remove your car, what else is there for you? You have to see that on yourself. You have to reflect on that for yourself, and you have to reflect that on the people that you interact with. Am I interacting with this person because they are valuable to me, because they can potentially do stuff for me, or because they're actually cool, they're actually interesting, they're actually fascinating, right? So when you remove the car, the money, if you don't have nowhere to go on that afternoon, and you don't have how to get there, what else is there? Can you find a way to cook something delicious and nice without a recipe? Something from your childhood, maybe, right? Can you just create conversation out of nothing? Can you actually give your thoughts, your real deep thoughts, out of something? That's the part that you have to see in life, pretty much. You know, let's say, for example, in personal relationships, right? In a personal relationship, the most important things are that you like that person, sex is great, and that you can do stuff, go out, talk about things. Because if you remove all the money, all the power, all the titles, you better be, and you can't have 24 hours sex. I mean, you can, but then eventually you can't, right? So what else is there? It's sit down with a cup of coffee or go out, plan something that is not planned, something that is spontaneous. You know, can you go on a walk on weird areas in town? Can you then suddenly end up in the riverside and then discuss the flora and fauna of the riverside? Can you end up on the banks of the river that creates like a beach, and you hang out on the beach and you have the best day ever? You can just play frisbee, right? That's just what actually life is made of, that stuff. And then you go, you know, that night and you have best dinner ever, something simple, something easy to cook, something, you know. My in Venezuela we have a saying, you know, we don't say te quiero, which means like I love you, but not from a romantic perspective, but from a more general perspective. And then in Venezuela they say, we don't say te quiero, we just invite you home and cook you arepas, and then we give you the prettiest one, because you're gonna mess up one of the arepas, right? Always. And then I just add my little personal touch. It's like, I'll invite you home and cook you fried arepas with grated white cheese and fried eggs, and I'll still give you the best looking arepa. So then you have really good sex, right? And then you talk more. What else is there for life? What are you going to do with titles? What are you going to do with fame, money? Why do you think all these famous people get divorced all the time? They don't seem to get, because you keep focusing on people that are borrowing power, that are borrowing status, that are living under somebody else's life. So when you get to meet them, actually, you find that they're hollow, that there's nothing there. And sometimes you can be the hollow person. Sometimes it's them, sometimes it's both. Sometimes it's none. But then you also have to have the courage to be disliked and the courage to be happy. It takes a lot of courage to be happy, because it means that you need to confront things. You need to be willing to get in the nitty-gritty. You need to be willing to struggle, and you need to be willing to have confrontations and have face dilemmas. If you're not doing that, you want to live a boring life, free of friction, go ahead. But you know yourself that you will detest that. So anyways, you also have to realize that the train goes in, something the train tries to get you on board. They'll tell you that you do have that ticket, that you belong on that train, but you want to still watch the ending in the station, and you want to watch the machines, and what else is there? Are there any other destinations? Well, where is this train going? Well, that train, it's a spontaneous train. It goes wherever he wants to go. You either hop in and enjoy the ride, or you get left behind on the station. And life today, that's how they get you. They want you to be hooked on this efficiency algorithms, and everything's tailored, and the movies that you watch on Netflix are all like, oh, we think that you're gonna watch this, but the best movies that you've seen are the ones that somebody else recommends you. A movie that you would have never seen in your life. You're like, that's not my cup of tea. You just watch it, and you're like, wow, man, that was like a really great movie. I enjoyed it. It's serendipity. It's chosen serendipity. You get something, you see that it's there, you see the uncertainty, you see the mystique, you see the interesting intricacies of that person or that situation, and you hop on. You enjoy the ride. But yeah, sometimes you gotta be careful. That's why you have to evaluate yourself all the time. You have to be constantly realizing your blind spots. And if the other person is willing to help you with your blind spots, you should take it. Never not say no to not taking that chance of helping you deal with your blind spots. Only teams make results. And LeBron James needs somebody to cover for him. Michael Jordan needed somebody to hand him over the ball. You cannot just make it on your own, and then you need to find that perfect person for you that is willing to cover those blind spots and move together to that destination. They'll try to get you on that train sometimes, multiple times. But the courage to be happy, the courage to be disliked, it takes a lot. And it's like Ryan Holiday, great book, Ego is the Enemy. Anyway, just some food for thought.